Will Smith slaps the crap out of Chris Rock at the Oscars, leading to the creation of the biggest meme of 2022. A trans woman tweets about having period cramps, despite that literally being impossible, because he's a dude. And finally, the Daily Wire slaps Disney by creating actual content made for children. I'm Luke Crotzer, and this is the Luke Crotzer Show. So as some of you can probably guess, the Oscars were last week. And if you are a sane human being, then you probably didn't watch it. Usually because it's pretty boring. To be honest, I don't see any reason why people watch the Oscars anymore. Especially nowadays with all the content that is so much more entertaining to watch. Before we get into the slap, there is one thing I want to rant about real quick. The results of the Oscars. I definitely do not agree with some of the results. For one, the winner of the Best Picture award. Are you kidding me? The Best Picture award went to a film called Coda, which is a film not only have I not seen, but I've never even heard of it. So, I checked out the trailer and it actually looked alright, maybe. However, I'm still pretty salty about the film winning. Personally, I think the film that should have received the Best Picture award should have been Spider-Man No Way Home. And I'm not being biased at all. I do think No Way Home deserves the award. Not only was it a fantastic film and story, but it was also a film that had movie theaters packed for weeks during the pandemic. And it also made more money at the box office than the Titanic. And that movie sucked, so I do think No Way Home should have at least been nominated. What are your thoughts? Let me know. Another thing I do disagree with is the person who won the Best Actor award. And don't worry, we're going to get into that later. But right now, I just want to talk about the person who should have won. The person who I thought should have won was Andrew Garfield. Again, not being biased at all. I just think that it should be Andrew because he starred in 2 films last year. No Way Home and Tit Tit Boom. They were really good and his performances were outstanding. In No Way Home, Andrew was only in there for like 13 minutes, but he made a great impact for fans and also provided a phenomenal performance along with a few improv scenes here and there. Then there was Tit Tit Boom, which was a musical starring him. And fun fact, Andrew has never done this before. This was a first ever musical. He has claimed to have never done this before, and yet, not only does he sing for the first time, he actually has an amazing voice. This was a great film, and Andrew's performance was a clear standout, and should have been at least been in consideration for Best Actor. And I'm not even usually a fan of musicals, at all. Okay, rant's over, so let's get to it. So, along with the questionable results of the Oscars show itself was also pretty bad. To me, it was just your average Oscars party. People shouting gay, 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 making jokes about toxic masculinity, not wearing a mask despite telling us that we need to. The usual. Then there was the moment that changed everything. The slap of the year.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth.
I'm going to, okay? Okay. That was a greatest night in the history of television. Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, Chris Rock took that slap like a boss. Barely even flinched. He just took the hit, shoulder shrugged it, and went back into hosting the stupid show. Without what was going through his mind, he just kept rolling with it and saved the so awkward moment from stopping the show. With that said, what happened after the slap really confused me. Just an hour after the assault by Will Smith, he then received the award for Best Actor. This leads me to believe that the people running the Oscars didn't want to remove Will Smith for what he did because they knew he would be receiving the Best Actor award later on that night. And how awkward would that have been to say his name and then also say he couldn't accept the award because he was arrested for assault earlier during the show. I don't know, that's just me. Now, Will Smith did apologize to Triss for what he did, and we also got word that Triss isn't pressing any charges, so I guess that's good for them to work it out privately. However, I still don't get how Will is getting out of this scot-free. In case everyone forgot, he still physically assaulted someone on live television and over the mildest joke. Now, some argue that Triss's joke was offensive and Will was just defending his wife, but first off, Triss is a comedian. His job is to tell jokes, regardless of how offensive they are. As long as they're funny, it's funny. Not to mention, that joke was pretty mild compared to many of his other jokes. He could have said a lot worse with all the stuff out there about Will Smith's marriage. Yet, all he did was make a joke about Jada's hair looking like Demi Moore during his performance in G.I. Jane. That's it. Second of all, Will Smith was laughing at the joke. You can see him in the video of him dying laughing. I mean, it was only his wife that didn't appreciate the joke. So this can only mean that after Will was laughing, he looked at his wife, noticed that she was angry, and then jumped on stage to slap Triss. Probably because if he didn't, then she was going to pop him in the face. I'm just saying, I think there should have been more justice for Chris Rock. At the end of the day, we shouldn't let bad jokes be the reason to slap someone in the face. At least for Will Smith, he'll probably be moving back to his auntie and uncle in Bel Air, away from his crazy wife. So there was a tweet that's been going viral for quite some time, and I wanted to read it to you because this tweet is just insane. This is a tweet from Demon Spawn of Satan, she, they, so you know that this is going to be good. He is a trans woman, so a man who identifies as a woman, and he tweeted that he is now experiencing period cramps, despite that being literally impossible. He said, quote, "Okay, I'm a trans woman who's experiencing her first period cramps, and what the frick? I have literally never felt pain like this. Why do we let people live like this? Question mark, question mark, question mark." And end quote. What the heck? Look, I may not know all there is to know about the female body and all the stuff it's going through, but I do know this. Females are the only people who can have periods. And last I checked, trans women are still missing the necessary parts that one would need to have a period. So whatever fantasy this dude is living in, where he has cramps or bleeding going on in a fake female region of his body, I'd say he should be more concerned about what's actually happening rather than pretending it's a period. This guy literally needs to get to a doctor to find out if something is wrong with some of the work that he's done to himself to appear like a woman. Just my thoughts. So we all know that Disney has been in favor of woke culture for the past few years. Despite the roles of being entertainers for children, they decided to break under pressure from a woke, childless, sex-gender-pushing mob that wants to brainwash children to think about sex and how they sexually feel at the youngest of ages. And don't get me wrong, Disney has always been in favor of progressive content, but they never went as far as to alter the stories to accommodate a small percentage of woke individuals set on indoctrinated sexualized content to little kids. I don't think parents care about making a female or minority lead to balance out content and draw a larger consumer base to the Disney brand. But targeting little kids with political nonsense and unethical sexualized content is a step too far. Luckily, there is a silver lining. And I know I said I wasn't going to talk about the Daily Wire for a while, but when I heard the news, I thought it would be a very positive thing to share. Recently, the CEO of the Daily Wire, Jeremy Boring, the God King himself, put out a statement to inform us that the Daily Wire is now making appropriate content specifically for children. Here's the video.
Because of the great reporting of Chris Rufo, we got to see leaked footage from inside Disney of high-up Disney employees saying things like, "We have a not-so-secret gay agenda." Saying things like, make sure I get this quote right, "We're adding in queerness wherever we can," and that, quote, "no one is trying to stop the producer who was doing so." Another executive within the company said, "If anything, we don't have enough LGBTQIA representation in content made for very small children." So what are we going to do about it? Well, we're going to do the same thing we always do. We're going to build alternatives. Americans have enormous economic might. They just don't have any alternatives. The Daily Wire is building those alternatives. And today I'm proud to tell you that we will be launching Daily Wire Kids. And I want to be clear that DW Kids is not a direct response to the leak tape that we heard from Disney today. We've been working on this for months. Some of you in the room have been a part of it, but we've kept it pretty close. We haven't let most of you in the room know because it just wasn't ready. We wanted a huge announcement, and our plan was to roll out the announcement in November. Let's get past the politics of the midterm elections. Let's get past the Jeremy's Razors launch. Let's get past Terror on the Prairie. Let's get past What is a Woman. Let's get some open runway in front of us, and then let's announce DW Kids. That was the plan. Disney took that plan away from us because what they exposed today to the world is something that we've known all along, something that anyone working in the entertainment industry has known for a long time, that they are hell-bent on taking your children away from you. But what they did today is they exposed it to the whole world, and we want to say there is an alternative coming.
Now, this is interesting. I've been wondering if the Daily Wire was going to start making content for children, and now that it's on its way here, I can't wait to see what they have in store. And for the parents who are watching this, if you guys are tired of trying to find entertainment that will actually entertain your children without inappropriate content added in, then I highly recommend you become a Daily Wire subscriber today. Okay guys, Cringe Rate of the Week. Let's see what we got today.
So they're saying we have to
2 years ago.
quarantine for 2 weeks. I mean, it honestly sounds like a long weekend. It'll be kind of fun.
Welcome to the Council of the Cookies. Yes, Kyle, do you have a question?
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, this is less cringy and more of 10 out of 10 accuracy of the pandemic. Like, at least most of us, 2 years ago, we all thought this entire pandemic was probably gonna last like 2 weeks. 2 weeks tops. But then we just had to politicize it. We had to try to make it seem like it was the end of the world. And now, 2 years later, we now have insanity. Just complete insanity. So, cringe level, 3 out of 10. But accuracy, 10 out of 10. And that's all I have to say about that. Well, guys, that's all for today. If you like my content, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And be sure to click the little bell icon, that way you won't miss any of my new content. I will see you all next Friday, and I hope you all have a great rest of the weekend. I am Crotzer, and thank you for joining me on the Crotzer Show. Peace out, guys.